So let me ask you about foster care, bro.
Yeah.
Because I feel like that's something that if you haven't been in it, you probably just don't understand the dynamics of it, right? So for the person that has never been to foster care, never had like foster siblings or anything like that, what is it actually like compared to what we may think it's like? Like, what are some myths that?
I mean, I don't want to generalize it
Okay.
because each foster home is different.
Different.
You know what I'm saying? Like realistically, Superman had foster parents, you know. If you think about it, you know, and just think about where he went, you know, Shazam had foster parents
Right.
or he was in a group home or whatever. So I would look at it like that just to have people, you know, have a positive perception about it because of
Right.
course you heard the horror stories of it, you know, abuse in the home or substance use in the home. So all of those things may happen too, but it is some good sides to it because you have or supposed to have like this nurturing environment to supplement the lack of family structure that you may previously had. And just to think about it too, like my situation was different. It wasn't like my parents were on, you know, drugs or something like that, or they tragically died. You know, my father did die, but it wasn't to the hands of violence and stuff. So you do have children who are uprooted from that home for those reasons and then placed in this environment and system, and it could be a culture shock. But to me, it was more of a change. Like the most difficult part of it, and one of the reasons why it's probably on your list of why I became a therapist now is because of how being a ward of the state, like therapy was one of those things that was mandated.
Right.
So, you know,
Talk about it, yeah.
which was a good thing in theory, but in practical settings, it wasn't one of those things that was beneficial. And I say that for one of the reasons why I'm a Black male therapist now. Being in the system at that young age, it felt more of a check in the box. You know, it felt like, you in the system, you got to come here. So it wasn't a relatable process. It wasn't one of those things to where I'm going to express how I feel about being uprooted from my family, separated from my siblings, having to grow up too fast, or just wanting the process of something that happened in the foster care home or in a group home, whatever the case is like that.